Ciao! Welcome back to a new video. Guys, okay, so I've never really done a character analysis video before, and a lot of people have asked me to, hey Sammy, do a character analysis, maybe a character analysis on Asta, maybe a character analysis on Yami, Dante, etc, etc. So I'm gonna start with, honestly, in my opinion, one of Black Clover's most underrated characters, and simply the most misunderstood in the Black Clover verse. And if you've read the title for this video, which, I mean, why wouldn't you have if you've clicked the video, you know? You would know I'm talking about none other than Damnatio Kira. But before we jump into the Damnatio part of this video, there is a few things I want to talk about. First of all, the artist for this video is Uri_Black Clover. Uri has been featured on this channel so many times. If you aren't already following Uri, you are simply doing something wrong with your life. So go follow Uri, an absolute amazing Black Clover artist. Also, episode previews are now out for episode 163, which airs tomorrow morning. Of course, we're going to be live reacting to it, but yo, the art looks clean and consistent. It honestly all just looks like it's adding up together, and it's coming out to be a very good episode. I'm extremely excited to see what we're going to get tomorrow. Now, obviously, remember, the big episode is going to be episode 167, but these next 3 episodes leading up to 167 hopefully are going to be good. Like last week's 162 was unbelievable, so I have high expectations, but not so super high. But with that being said, let's just jump straight into this video. Alright, jumping straight into it, Damnatio is a character introduced towards the end of the Elf Saga. In his introduction, he stopped rebels from the nobles trying to kill Augustus Kira and blaming the Eye of the Midnight Sun. His introduction even clearly stated, in the name of the royal family, in the name of justice, I will condemn you, devil-possessed wretch. So obviously, instantly, everybody and their mothers is like, oh no, he's gonna be evil, isn't he? He's gonna be evil. And it doesn't help, by the next chapter, Damnatio actually baits Asta and Nero in for a talk. Obviously, Asta saying maybe if we'll talk to them, they'll understand. Besides, we're the ones who can best explain the devils. And obviously, as we all know, it ended in tragedy. They were instantly chained up. I honestly love Nero's expression in this panel, because Asta's like so surprised what is going on, and Nero's like, how did you not see this coming? And honestly, this is one of the reasons Nero is one of my favorite characters. Now, instantly, a lot of people think, wow, okay, so obviously the Magic Parliament is evil. Is this another One Piece Gorosei, One Piece world government? Or the world government just going to be evil? Damnatio is then officially introduced as Damnatio Kira, the chairman of the Magic Parliament, and instantly it's just going downhill. Damnatio claims that because of a disturbance, of a devil, the Magic Knights were in control. They got mind captured. They weren't in control of what was going on. They were being possessed. But obviously, everybody else never saw this. Nobody saw a devil. For the most part, everybody only saw the magic parts going on a rampage. Most people didn't even see the elves. Most people don't even believe elves even exist. And even Nero says, even though Wizard King Julius has worked so hard, there is a lot of discrimination currently in the Clover Kingdom. So there's a lot more they need to do. Now, obviously, at this point, everyone's like, damn, okay, yeah, Damnatio is unforgivable. Damnatio simply, there's nothing we can do. Damnatio needs to die today. But then we get this panel with Asta and Damnatio, a very close-up panel, something I've never really seen from Yuki Tabata, and it really sets the tone. And this is where things start to get interesting. Damnatio says this trial had only 2 options. Either we convict you as a devil, or the Magic Knights pay for their sins. Obviously, nobody other than the main squad saw this devil. Not even Villian saw it. Not even Nozel saw it. Everybody only saw the Magic Knights rampaging. And this is especially more true for the nobles and the royalty. So obviously, it's either we're gonna convict Asta or we're gonna convict the whole of the Magic Knights. Now, obviously, the Magic Knights are the bare backbone of this country, and even though they're exhausted, if you start convicting the Magic Knights, the Clover Kingdom is going to be destroyed, especially proven true how fast the Spade Kingdom attack after the 6 months time skip. So following this, Damnatio says if there is no devil, then we'll simply have to pass judgment on everyone in order. Now, obviously, knowing Asta is never going to allow this to happen, Damnatio sets up Mari to be executed first, and obviously Asta transforms. There's no way I'll acknowledge your justice getting one of, if not the best panels in the Black Clover manga. Honestly, this panel is so powerful. This arc, even though it lacks action, is very, very powerful. Now, just out of Damnatio's prediction, the Black Bulls immediately invade to save Asta and Nero. But Damnatio says this: you've made your feelings clear, but it isn't possible to save the kingdom that way. Damnatio is all for the Black Bulls getting off free scotch, all for not executing anyone. But he says this line, and this line is very powerful: you've made your feelings clear, but it isn't possible to save the kingdom that way. Damnatio even says the thoughts of the assembled nobles haven't shifted. They're still leaning towards bewildering, meant, and suspicion. So even though the Black Bulls barged in, nothing has changed. The nobles still want to execute people, and if the nobles stop supporting the Magic Knights, thinking Damnatio is going easy on them, then the kingdom is going to lose a lot of money, obviously affecting the military of the kingdom. Now, obviously, Yami is having none of this, directly starts to go in to attack Damnatio, and this is where Nozel and Villian jump in. Villian stopping Damnatio, Nozel stopping Yami, and obviously this part is very, very important because the next line, Nozel and Villian says, we can't afford to lose capable Magic Knights. In other words, the people who acknowledge you aren't limited to any rank or class. Now, obviously, Damnatio then says, by making it look like though the devil user has been exiled from the kingdom, Nozel and Villian, who are royalty, have now shifted the balance. They have shifted the nobles' claims, because what noble is going to disagree with royalty of the highest order? Villian Vermilion and Nozel Silver are royalty of the highest order, so no noble is going to obviously disagree with them. Now, obviously, right here is when they introduce Julius's plan. Julius's plan is for them to exile the Black Bulls to gather evidence, and Damnatio even claims that, and they'll be given the leeway to prove their innocence. Now, obviously, this works and everything is fine, but then the chapter after, we get this moment with Damnatio and Julius, where honestly, Damnatio's character is once again proven really true. Damnatio tells Julius, granting forgiveness means taking responsibility. The kingdom cannot bear responsibility like that. You cannot bear it alone either. This once again really proves everything Damnatio has done is for the country. It is for the survivability of the Clover Kingdom. And if you really think about it, executing Asta, blaming everything on Asta in that moment was the best possible outcome. If you start blaming the Magic Knights, or if you start blaming the citizens that turned into elf, you are very quickly leading yourself into a rebellion. You are very quickly leading yourself into the destruction of the Spade Kingdom. And if this went forward into the Clover Kingdom, and if this went along and nothing happened, then obviously the Clover Kingdom would have been annihilated in 6 months' time when the Spade Kingdom attacked. Now, obviously, even with all of this, the Spade Kingdom attacked and the Clover Kingdom was still pretty much annihilated. But we'll leave that for another moment. There is also this one panel. Damnatio tells Julius, the distortion in this country, the crisis we're confronted is by no means a minor one. If this kingdom seems to go under, I'll have no choice but to pass judgment on that boy or even you. Once again proving that no matter what, Damnatio's cause, Damnatio does everything for the good of the country. And that's honestly very refreshing to see, because in most anime and manga, usually the world government is just so corrupt. It's just so corrupt to levels you just don't even understand. But this way, Damnatio proves himself to actually be a reliable ally, to actually be a good person. I'm honestly very excited to see how Damnatio develops into the future. I definitely want to see more of Damnatio's character, and obviously if you enjoyed this character analysis, be sure to tell me in the comment section down below. If you want more, tell me who you want me to analyze next. I'll see you in the next video. My name is, as always, peace.